Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we have a session which I am targeting for fresh IT commerce who wants to beat CCNA. CCNA have been around now for decades and it has been evolved from just a basic network study network certification, and now CCNA is like a really superior certificate. In my days, I don't know, I started this like around more than 20 years ago, and in my days CCNA was like very basic. you know when you just learn the IP addresses, the physical addresses, how devices would communicate, basic stuff. As long as you can, like in the very old days, as long as you can just do a correct ping, do basic IP configuration, stuff like that. CCNA was like very basic. It would take at least to go to CCNP to start seeing and working on stuff that I would consider at least above mid range to advanced. But today is really funny. Today CCNA is really complex. Today stuff and information in CCNA need someone who has been around for several years. Like, I would think for someone to understand all of the aspects of CCNA, to have at least 3 to 5 years experience. It's not like before. So today, for newcomers, CCNA is really a big challenge. It's not just the first step or the certificates that anyone is gonna start with. No, it is today. CCNA is like a challenge, and I'm not just talking about passing the exam, by the way, because as you all know, doing the exams is just doing exams. Who are we to bluff? If you want to take the exam, you're probably gonna just practice doing the questions and stuff like this. But if you are truly gonna be a CCNA experience, you need to understand like 3 major topics which you really need to understand: switching, routing, and basic network communication. These 3 topics are really important right now. You see, I've been around for several years, and from what I have seen today, it's really common to join a team at a company temporary, and I would discover that there are network seniors who have been in the business for like 10 plus years, and they lack the basic knowledge. They work on advanced stuff like routing, like implementing a network access list, doing network translation stuff, but they lack the basic knowledge of how to understand the IP network scheme, how to differentiate between different subnets correctly. Up till this moment, many IT network engineers struggle or skip how to work with subnetting, variable subnetting. These stuff are really important to understand how network work, how technological communication between 2 digital devices over the IP standards work. And the lack of this small knowledge become really a big problem for you to advance your career, because once you move forward into CCNP and moving beyond CCNP to CCIE level, you will start seeing that this knowledge that you have skipped or didn't put much attention into become more reliant. You need to understand exactly the scheme, the structure of the network, how to handle routing, how to do all the stuff. So I am making this series of network sessions. This is just part of it. This one is a demonstration of the session, of course, not the complete one, showing you how to beat CCNA correctly, professionally, and get to beyond CCNA. I am not doing this so you can go and pass the exam. I'm not doing it for this. I am doing this so you, when you sit down and in an interview, talking with a network professional, you can beat CCNE in any interview. You can prove that your skills are ready to move on beyond CCNA. That's the purpose of this new sessions. Of course, the full session will be available through my sponsor. So Think Tank is the one preparing this, and we hope that we can help you all pass and become professional CCNA and even CCNP network engineers. So in this session, we will be talking about routing. I'm gonna start from the basic points, moving up to more mid-range and maybe a couple of advanced stuff. I'm not gonna expand to the very advanced stuff in this session. I am making this session for the newcomers or the ones who have been around for like from 1 to 3 years in the field, and they want to learn how routing works, how it flows, the communication, and stuff like this. So we will be taking multiple examples. We will be focusing in the beginning on doing the basic stuff, static routing, understanding how routers talk to each other by routing, and then we're gonna take a couple of examples of how to use dynamic routing. Hopefully through the way, we would understand and you would become more knowledgeable about how routing works. What's the difference between a static route? What's the difference between default route? What's the difference between last result route and stuff like this. Also, there will be some common identification and phrases that you will be hearing and seeing in many network resources like metric, administrative distance, updates and stuff like this. So I'm gonna try to cover as much as I can in this demonstrational session. If you become interested and wanted to take a really intensive course for CCNA, Think Tank team is ready to help, and we have all of resources that can help you become a professional Cisco, CCNA, and CCNP. So let's start with this session and let's build together CCNA routing.